The 1969 film True Grit is a classic Western that introduced audiences to unforgettable characters and performances. However, behind the iconic scenes and performances lies the untold story of the cast members' personal lives. Many of the actors who graced the screen in this film have since passed away, and their journeys were often marked by hardship, struggle, and unforeseen challenges. From personal tragedies to battling the difficulties of the entertainment industry, the lives of these actors were filled with poignant moments and untold stories. As we remember their contributions to cinema, we also reflect on the adversity they faced, giving us a deeper understanding of the resilience and perseverance required in both their careers and personal lives. John Wayne, renowned for his portrayal of Rooster Cogburn in True Grit, 1969, remains a Hollywood icon. However, his personal life was marked by significant turmoil. Despite enjoying a distinguished career, Wayne experienced 3 troubled marriages, to Josephine Alicia Saenz, Esperanza Bauer, and Pilar Palit. His workaholic tendencies and infidelity put a strain on these relationships. Although he fathered 7 children, his demanding schedule left little time for family life. Despite being the embodiment of the rugged cowboy on screen, Wayne battled serious health issues, including losing a lung to cancer in 1964 and later struggling with stomach cancer. At the time of his passing on June 11, 1979, at the age of 72, his estate, valued at $6.85 million, included a luxurious Newport Beach home, farms, a yacht, and a collection of classic cars. Following his death, his family continued to engage in disputes over his image rights. Jeremy Slate, who played Emmett Quincy in True Grit, 1969, had a steady but modest acting career. Although he appeared in numerous films and television series, he never achieved the level of fame his talents warranted. Slate's personal life was fraught with challenges, including the end of his marriage to Beverly Van Hook and the responsibility of raising 5 children amidst ongoing financial struggles. His career was characterized by a series of smaller roles, which he took on to support his family. Tragically, Slate's life was marked by a serious motorcycle accident that left him with lifelong injuries, as well as the sorrow of losing a child. His estate, valued at approximately $1 million, consisted primarily of a Los Angeles home and personal belongings. In his later years, Slate shifted focus to writing and stage performances, though he remained largely out of the public eye. He passed away on November 19, 2006, at the age of 80, due to complications from esophageal cancer. Glenn Campbell, known for his role as Texas Ranger LaBeouf in True Grit, 1969, was a multifaceted talent who achieved considerable success in both music and film. Despite his public accomplishments, Campbell's personal life was fraught with difficulties. He was married 4 times, most notably to singer Tanya Tucker, with whom he had a volatile and highly publicized relationship marked by substance abuse. His struggles with alcohol and cocaine also strained his relationships with his 8 children. Nonetheless, Campbell's music career earned him an estimated fortune of $50 million, including a mansion in Nashville and substantial music royalties. In his later years, Campbell was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, which led to legal battles over his estate as some of his children were excluded from his will. He passed away on August 8, 2017, at the age of 81, after a prolonged battle with the disease. Despite his personal struggles, his music continues to influence generations. Dennis Hopper, who portrayed the criminal Moon in True Grit, 1969, led a life as turbulent and dramatic as his on-screen roles. Hopper's personal life was marked by 5 marriages, including a turbulent relationship with Brooke Hayward and a bitter divorce from Victoria Duffy, with whom he had a daughter. His relationships were often marred by allegations of abuse and his struggles with drug addiction, leading him to rehab on multiple occasions. An avid art collector, Hopper amassed works by iconic artists such as Andy Warhol and Jean-Michel Basquiat, which significantly boosted the value of his estate. At the time of his death, Hopper's net worth was estimated to be around $10 million, which included a Venice, California home and a collection of classic motorcycles. In his final years, he battled prostate cancer while embroiled in legal disputes with his ex-wife over his estate. Dennis Hopper passed away on May 29, 2010, at the age of 74, due to complications from cancer. Strother Martin, who portrayed Colonel G. Stonehill in True Grit, 1969, was known for his eccentric and memorable roles, but his personal life was marked by instability. Despite his success, Martin always feared being typecast, limiting his career. His marriage to Helen Meisels was stable but childless, which became a burden as he grew older, especially since he longed for a family. While financially secure, owning a house in Thousand Oaks, California, and a collection of antique guns, Martin couldn't enjoy his wealth due to declining health. A heavy smoker and drinker, his health deteriorated quickly in the late 1970s, leading to a heart attack on August 1, 1980, at the age of 61. His estate, valued at about $1 million, was left to his wife, who lived in seclusion and mourned his sudden passing. Alfred Ryder, who played Gowdy in True Grit, 1969, had a career spanning television, film, and stage, but he never reached the peak he had hoped for. A deeply intellectual man, Ryder was known for his reserved nature and intense performances, but his personal life was less fulfilling. He married actress Kim Stanley, whose talent was matched by her troubled nature, and their marriage was marked by arguments, long separations, and career jealousy. They had a daughter, but their relationship was strained by career demands and emotional distance. Financially, Ryder lived modestly, with a house in New Jersey and a valuable stage memorabilia collection, though his net worth never exceeded $500,000. His later years were marked by loneliness as he withdrew from the industry he had once been part of. With declining health, Alfred Ryder passed away on April 16, 1995, at the age of 79. Jeff Corey, who played Tom Chaney in True Grit, 1969, was a talented artist and influential acting coach, but his life was not without hardship. Blacklisted during the McCarthy era, his career was nearly destroyed, forcing him to shift to teaching acting instead of continuing to perform. Though he later returned to the screen, he never fully recovered from the betrayal he felt from Hollywood. His marriage to Hope Corey lasted, and they had 3 children, though he often regretted how political issues had affected his family's financial security. He owned a house in Santa Monica and a large collection of acting theory books, with his estate valued at $2 million. Despite being respected, age and life struggles made him feel unable to give his all, leading to a sorrowful final chapter. Jeff Corey passed away on August 16, 2002, at the age of 88, after an accidental fall led to complications. Ron Sobel, who played Captain Boots Finch in True Grit, 1969, never achieved the fame of some of his co-stars, though he was often cast in tough guy roles. He struggled to break free from the villainous roles and sought new opportunities in his career. His marriage didn't last, and after his divorce, he chose a solitary life in Los Angeles. Without children, Sobel was described by friends as a man full of contradictions, charming on set but melancholic in private life. He owned a modest home in Los Angeles and a collection of Western memorabilia, with his estate estimated at $1 million. His final years were filled with pain as he battled lung and brain cancer, leaving him physically and mentally drained. Ron Sobel passed away quietly on May 2, 2002, at the age of 74, leaving behind a legacy of powerful performances that were not fully appreciated. James Westerfield, who portrayed Judge Parker in True Grit, 1969, was known for his roles as stern judges and authority figures on screen. However, in real life, his life was filled with turmoil. Westerfield was married twice and divorced, and during this time, he struggled with alcoholism, which severely affected his personal relationships and health. His second marriage ended in a bitter legal battle, with his ex-wife claiming financial neglect. Despite having 2 children, his relationship with them was strained, and he spent much of his time living alone in a house in Woodland Hills. His estate, worth around $500,000, included his home and a collection of classic cars he had meticulously restored. Despite a career spanning decades, Westerfield always felt he didn't receive the recognition he deserved, leaving him with much resentment and regret. In his later years, he faced declining health due to alcohol, and he passed away on September 20, 1971, at the age of 58 from a heart attack. John Fiedler, who played Lawyer Daggett in True Grit, 1969, was a prominent actor known for his distinctive high-pitched voice, which made him successful in both film and television. While his career flourished, his personal life was much more isolated and peaceful. Fiedler never married and had no children, living alone in a modest home in Englewood, New Jersey, where he kept memorabilia from his long career. His life was sometimes interrupted by loneliness, and his dedication to work prevented him from forming deep personal relationships. Fiedler lived prudently financially, leaving an estate worth around $1 million, including his house and a collection of rare scripts. Although he was known for his humorous and warm screen presence, he struggled with depression in his later years, especially as acting offers declined. Fiedler passed away on June 25, 2005, at the age of 80 after battling cancer. John Doucette, who portrayed the sheriff in True Grit, 1969, was a powerful actor with a commanding screen presence, but his life off-screen was filled with challenges. Married for over 40 years, Doucette and his wife struggled with financial difficulties, as he primarily took supporting roles to make a living while raising 6 children. Although he dreamed of becoming a director, financial constraints forced him to continue acting in supporting roles until the end of his life. He lived in a modest house in Banning, California, with a collection of Western film memorabilia. His estate, valued at around $1 million, was mostly from the value of his property and savings. Despite his tough exterior, Doucette suffered from severe arthritis, making acting painful. Ultimately, he fought cancer and passed away on August 16, 1994, at the age of 73. Donald Woods, who portrayed Barlow in True Grit, 1969, was an actor with a life full of contrasts. Beyond acting, he had a great passion for writing and political involvement. Despite achieving some success, Woods always felt overshadowed by bigger stars in the film industry. His marriage of over 3 decades was strained, largely due to his frequent absences and obsession with work. He had 3 children, but due to his intense focus on his career, he was unable to spend much time with his family. His estate was worth around $2 million, including a townhouse in London and a rare book collection. However, in his later years, his health declined, and his financial situation became chaotic, leading to property disputes. A lifelong smoker, he developed cancer, and after a long battle with the disease, he passed away on March 5, 1998, at the age of 91. Edith Atwater, the actress who played Mrs. Floyd in True Grit, 1969, was a refined and versatile talent. Throughout her career, she played a wide range of roles, but her personal life was filled with challenges. Her marriage to actor Kent Smith, although long, was always affected by career tensions and emotional distance. She longed for children, but this dream was never realized, leaving her feeling lonely and despairing. Although her role in True Grit gave her a chance to shine in a major film, it couldn't save her declining career, leaving her feeling frustrated. She lived in a small but elegant home in Los Angeles, decorated with memorabilia from Hollywood's golden age and costumes from the early years of her career. Her estate, worth around $500,000, included a collection of valuable jewelry and signed photos from her co-stars over the decades. After a long and painful battle with cancer, Edith Atwater passed away on March 14, 1986, at the age of 74, leaving a sad legacy in the entertainment industry and in the hearts of those who admired her. John Pickard, who portrayed Frank Ross in True Grit, 1969, was a talented actor with a career mostly in Western films, but he never achieved the level of fame he desired. Although respected in the industry, he often took only supporting roles, which left him dissatisfied with his career. His personal life was also complex. His long marriage went through many unspoken resentments, as his wife became increasingly frustrated with his financial instability. Despite having 2 sons, his strict and demanding nature led to a growing estrangement from them. He lived a simple life on a farm in Tennessee, where he was passionate about collecting antique guns and living modestly. His estate, worth around $500,000, included his house and valuable memorabilia. Although his role in True Grit was one of his proudest, it didn't change the trajectory of his career. His life ended tragically when he was killed by a bull on his farm on August 4, 1993, at the age of 80, leaving a sad story in the film industry. Carlos Rivas, who portrayed Dirty Bob in True Grit, 1969, had a promising career but was always limited by the stereotypical roles offered to him based on his Latino heritage. Although his talent was undeniable, Hollywood rarely gave him major opportunities, which left him feeling frustrated. His personal life was also tumultuous, with 2 failed marriages that ended in painful divorces, mostly due to infidelity and emotional distance. He had 3 children, but his relationships with them were strained, as his career and personal issues kept him distant from them. Although he owned a home in Los Angeles and had a passion for collecting classic cars, poor financial management led him to face financial difficulties in his later years. His estate, worth around $1 million, became the subject of legal disputes between his children. Despite True Grit being a highlight of his career, Carlos Rivas felt that Hollywood never truly appreciated him. His final years were spent in solitude, battling prostate cancer before passing away on June 16, 2003, at the age of 78, leaving behind a sorrowful legacy in the film industry. Elizabeth Harrower, who played Mrs. Ross in True Grit, 1969, was a talented actress and screenwriter. Although she had a successful career in both fields, she always felt overshadowed by bigger names in Hollywood. Her marriage to actor James McCole was troubled, going through long separations and emotional divides, which made their relationship strained. Though she had a daughter, Harrower was often too focused on her career to fulfill the role of a mother, leading to a growing distance between her and her daughter. She lived in a quiet home in Studio City, filled with unfinished scripts and memorabilia from her years in Hollywood. Her estate, worth around $1 million, included a collection of valuable cinematic literary works and special personal items. In her later years, she became increasingly lonely, reflecting on missed opportunities in her career. After a long battle with cancer, Elizabeth Harrower passed away on December 10, 2003, at the age of 85, leaving a legacy of talent but also regret in the film industry. Ken Renard, who played Yarnell in True Grit, 1969, was a talented actor with a refined voice and an imposing presence, but his career was overshadowed by racial barriers in the Hollywood industry. Despite his potential, he was often relegated to minor roles or stereotypical parts, which left him feeling deeply frustrated. A private man, Renard never married, and although he had a son from a brief relationship, the two remained distant throughout most of his life. Financially, he lived a simple life in a small home in Los Angeles, surrounded by books and memorabilia from his years in the industry. Though his estate was valued at around $500,000, much of it consisted of items of sentimental rather than financial value. In his later years, he faced loneliness, witnessing younger actors rise to fame while his own career faded into obscurity. Ken Renard passed away quietly on November 16, 1993, at the age of 87, with the cause of his death never publicly revealed, leaving a sad mark in Hollywood history. Guy Wilkerson, who played the hangman in True Grit, 1969, was a dedicated actor who never achieved the fame he desired. Spending most of his career in B-Western films, he lived in the shadows of Hollywood and never gained the recognition he deserved. Financial difficulties plagued him throughout his life, and his marriage to Evelyn ended in divorce, largely because he was unable to provide a stable income. His relationship with his only son, Peter, also grew distant, and the two barely spoke in Wilkerson's final years. He lived modestly in a small apartment in Hollywood, where the only memorabilia from his career were old film reels and a collection of cowboy hats. His legacy, valued at around $500,000, consisted mostly of personal mementos with no value to anyone but him. In his later years, cancer weakened him, and he was forgotten by most, with very few visitors at his deathbed. Guy Wilkerson passed away on July 15, 1971, at the age of 71, from cancer, ending a life filled with challenges and loneliness. Myron Healy, who played the deputy sheriff at Prisoner Unloading in True Grit, 1969, was a reliable supporting actor with a long career but never achieved the leading man status he desired. Though committed to westerns and crime dramas, he was always cast in smaller roles, which frustrated him despite his modest appearance and excellent acting abilities. His long marriage to Sharon Healy faced many strains due to extended separations and his constant pursuit of low-paid roles, which left him exhausted and lacking familial closeness. They had a daughter, but he missed many important moments in her life, which left him feeling guilty about his role as a father. Healy's legacy included a home in Simi Valley, California, along with a collection of guns and Western memorabilia worth about $1 million. However, his later years were difficult as he faced respiratory problems from filming in harsh conditions. Myron Healy passed away on December 21, 2005, at the age of 82, from respiratory failure, ending a career dedicated to the film industry but also filled with unresolved regrets. Chuck Hayward, who played the card player/raftman in True Grit, 1969, was a silent hero of Hollywood during its stuntman golden era. With daring action stunts, he doubled for famous stars and endured many brutal injuries, which haunted him throughout the rest of his life. A man who lived through hardship, Hayward was passionate about fast cars and was known for his reckless personality. Although married twice, both marriages ended in divorce because his restlessness and dedication to his career made any relationship unsustainable. He never had children, something he regretted in his later years. His home in North Hollywood, filled with old movie posters and awards, was a testament to a long but unsung career. His estate, worth about $1 million, was largely spent on medical bills in his later years as he battled Hodgkin's disease. The fearless stuntman, who had survived countless death-defying acts on screen, finally passed away on February 23, 1998, at the age of 78, from an illness he could not overcome. Stuart Randall, who played McAllister in True Grit, 1969, was a familiar supporting actor but never achieved the lasting fame he had hoped for. His career was primarily linked to small roles in Western films, and his personal life reflected that same modesty, filled with financial struggles and a tumultuous marriage to his wife, Margaret. The two endured years of separation before divorcing, leaving Randall emotionally drained. His relationship with his son also grew distant, as work prevented him from spending time with family. Career difficulties in the 1970s forced him to sell many valuable assets, including the classic Cadillac he once treasured. His final years at his home in San Bernardino were filled with loneliness and regret, a testament to a life unfulfilled both in career and in family. His estate, worth about $500,000, was mostly tied to his home and a collection of Western memorabilia. Stuart Randall passed away on June 22, 1988, at the age of 78, with the cause of his death never publicly disclosed, ending a life marked by many regrets and unfulfilled ambitions. Jay Silverheels, who played the condemned man in True Grit, 1969, is best known for his role as Tonto in The Lone Ranger. However, despite his success in Hollywood, his life was not without its struggles. As a Mohawk actor in an industry rife with racial barriers, he often had to fight for roles that transcended stereotypes. Although married to Mary DiRoma and the father of 6 children, career disappointments and financial stress created family issues, making his home life far from peaceful. He suffered 2 severe strokes, leaving him partially paralyzed and unable to work, forcing him into seclusion. The increasing medical bills drained his once comfortable estate, leaving only his house in Calabasas and a few personal belongings. While his legacy as a pioneer for Native American actors is remembered, Silverheels' later years were filled with illness and financial hardship. He passed away on March 5, 1980, at the age of 67, from complications from a stroke, ending a life full of challenges but also notable marks in the entertainment industry. Who is your favorite character from the True Grit cast? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos.